security guard. You gon' die. You gon' die. You gon' die. Security guards better be strapped, all that. Don't nobody call me, say nothing to me. I'm grown. I'm talking about that man steady mentioning my dead homies. And you sitting around not saying nothing.
Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. All right, man. So let's talk about 600 Breezy, man. Now, 600 Breezy was on social media today, and he's trending right now because he got into an interaction with somebody that nobody wants to see folks get into an interaction on social media with. None other than 6ix9ine. Now, 6ix9ine has been really digging hard at a lot of the Chicago drill artists and trying to get under their skin. And a couple of them today, man, I guess they were all fed up because they jumped on his live and got into it with 6ix9ine and gave him exactly what he wanted. Now, I'm not saying that 600 Breezy took a L or Lil Reese. Now, for those of you who don't know, Lil Reese also jumped on the live with 6ix9ine and basically went back and forth. I can only show a little bit of that, but we're going to show all this 600 Breezy. But before we get to all that, man, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And, man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about 600 Breezy a little bit, man. Now, 600 Breezy or Breezo, 60 Breezo, whatever you want to call him, man, he is a Chicago rapper, and you know what side of the game he's on just by the name, right? And you know he's cool with Lil Durk. He posted pictures of King Von after he passed and all that. So, man, he's probably been sitting back and collecting and listening as 6ix9ine has been talking all this crazy stuff about none other than King Von and all the dead homies from over on Lil Durk and them side. I'm talking about, he said something disrespectful about Newski. He said something disrespectful about Lil Durk's manager. He said something disrespectful about one of King Von and Lil Durk's other friends, man. He's been talking real crazy, man. Now, what I will say is 600 Breezy, man, it seems like he's aware of the criticism that 6ix9ine has been getting lately and how people have been saying, hey, just ignore him or whatever, because all he is a troll and he wants this interaction. He wants this negative attention. But, man, 600 Breezy actually brought up a point that I haven't even thought of yet. Because originally my opinion was, man, ignore this dude. You have nothing to do but lose messing with him. But it looks like, man, 600 Breezy made a good point. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to play a couple of these clips. And let's start with the original conversation between 600 Breezy and 6ix9ine. Now, I had to cut off the end of this because it goes way left. And we'll talk about what they say in that portion of the video. But, man, enjoy the clip.
I'm going to go to jail respectfully. When I see you respectfully, I'm not me. And you got to move around with security because you gotta move around with security because you gotta move around with security. In real street, don't move and take security guards. You gon' die. You gon' die. You gon' die. Security guards better be strapped, all that.
Now, as you heard, man, it got heated. I mean, beyond heated. Like, I mean, the threats and the insults they were throwing at each other were crazy, man. And I'll say alleged threats because from what I heard, nobody sent a real threat at anyone. You know, there were no threats being sent. But I do know, man, that they made some claims in that video that are pretty crazy, man, that are pretty wild. And 600 Breezy was obviously just at the point where he was fed up of all the 6ix9ine stuff, man, because 6ix9ine has been on a ongoing tirade about Lil Durk, anybody from 600, 300, or anybody from their side or whatnot, O Block or whatever, who has passed away. You know what I mean? He's been like overt, like overboard with all the posting and everything and the stuff that he's been saying. And I'm guessing 600 Breezy was just over it by the time he got on this live. Like, he was like, okay, this dude has gone overboard too many times, like way overboard. So, man, he got on social media and he dropped this post right afterwards. And 600 Breezy said this right here. He said, don't mention Newski and none of the BDs you blank, blank, blank. And you guys can fill in the blanks right there. You know what I mean? ... Letting it be known that he's tired of 6ix9ine mentioning his homies every time he gets online and wants to gain up or garner some attention from a Chicago rap artist. So he put this out there, and he also followed that up with this video right here.
Don't nobody call me, say nothing to me. I'm grown. I'm talking about that man steady mentioning my dead homies. And you sitting around not saying nothing. Ain't none of that. He ain't no federal nothing. He got security guards. That money gonna run out. We gonna see you.
And man, 600 Breezy put it short and sweet right there. He basically said that, man, all that hype about him being, a federal informant, that might be true or whatever, but he's still being super disrespectful or whatnot. And dog, basically, he's running around with security guard, man, armed security or whatnot, man. And pretty soon his money is going to run out. And I thought about this. I said, well, how long, what is the end game here for 6ix9ine? Like, is he trying to troll his way back to the top of the mainstream charts, so that way he can garner up enough money to where he can live fat and happy forever? Or is that the end game? Because if he doesn't achieve that goal, his money's definitely going to run out. And that security has to be expensive. Now, a lot of people have talked about the fact that, man, that security, they got to be charging him a lot because he puts them in a lot of precarious situations. Like, he puts them in situations where if they were just dealing with a regular client, like some, high-level executive or a different type of artist or something like that, they would never put them in harm's way. It seems like 6ix9ine puts his security in harm's way all the time, deliberately. So it must be expensive for him to get coverage, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I've never hired security like that, but it would just seem like, man, eventually you ain't gonna be able to afford all that. And then what do you do then, man? Just hide in the house and make sure you don't go outside? I mean, that ain't no way to live, but I mean, if that's your plan, that's your plan. But what in the world is 6ix9ine's end game? Because he also got into it with Lil Reese in this video right here.
Yourself, you didn't pull that out. Man, I don't want to hear that. Yourself, you didn't pull that out.
Hey, you too internet, bro.
No, listen. When you yourself, why didn't you?
And the video between him and Lil Reese goes on like that for a while. And they just warn him, man. They say, man, you're still doing too much out here. You're being extra disrespectful. And just like in the video with 600 Breezy, he starts talking crazy about King Von and everybody from their block and all that stuff. And one of the other dudes in the car with Lil Reese is basically like, man, I'm not from O Block, but those are my peoples, and you being just way too disrespectful. And 6ix9ine seemed like, man, he did not care, man. So he's definitely back to his same bag, man, and back on his same antics. And I try my hardest not to really cover that or play into it. But when it's involving artists that I already cover and talk about a lot, I just like to make sure that I give some type of perspective about the situation. Now, 600 Breezy feels like, man, everybody should stop, playing into his hands by trying to ignore him while he's still being super disrespectful and actually do and say something. I mean, he's allegedly saying that. He didn't say that verbatim. That's just kind of my interpretation of what he said is what I'll say there. And with 600 Breezy, I think, man, that's a point, but I think you win in the long run by just ignoring 6ix9ine, man. You gotta ignore that dude, man. As tough as it is and as disrespectful, I understand, man. The stuff that he says is like overly disrespectful when you're talking about people's dead relatives and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But the same thing that I say about drill rap in the beginning anyway. Like, dissing the dead is not cool. And what 6ix9ine is doing as far as dissing the dead and trying to throw it back in their face is almost a false equivalency, but it isn't, man. It's almost the same exact thing. So what I would do is, man, just ignore the dude, man. And I wish that all rappers would, because there would be less headlines, and then just let his music speak for his music and everybody go their separate way. You make your hits, he makes his hits, and that's what it is. It's a rap game. You know what I mean? But man, it seems like everybody is keyed in on 6ix9ine ever since the Meek Mill incident, and I don't see this attention going anywhere fast. Now, what do you guys think? Do you think that 600 Breezy has a really good point about how you should handle 6ix9ine? Or do you think that, man, people should just ignore him and let him die out unless his music carries him further? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.